And good evening, beautiful people, beautiful souls. It is Monday again, and here we are at our weekly meeting, talking about the energy of the moon, talking about what's alive in me, and hopefully you resonate with it too. And taking a moment to tune in and receive a message from the goddess, from God, from the universe. So, as we are speaking, the moon is in Taurus. And the archetypes of the Taurus are the one that really enjoys pleasure when it comes to food, when it comes to living life from a delightful place. Or Taurus can also bring laziness or the art of doing nothing. It can connect us with our basic senses, the touch, the taste, the smell, the beauty that surrounds us. This is Taurus energy. So if you have been feeling sensuous or desire to feel sensuality, that's the mood for these days. If you have been feeling maybe more hungry than usual or with lust for certain food, it's also the Taurus energy. Or if you have been feeling that you are not in the mood for anything and you just want to do nothing, that's also pretty much Taurus energy. This was the energy from yesterday, and we still have it today. That's how we are opening this second week of September, with wanting to go slow. Nevertheless, this is not going to last long, as tomorrow we are going to move into Gemini. Gemini energy, it's air, it's ideas, it's knowledge, it's communication, it's different perspectives that need a place to be explored. This is Gemini's energy. So starting with tomorrow, if you start feeling yourself more in the mood to learn, to study, to explore new perspective with your mind, to communicate, these are good days to do so. What's interesting for me to observe is that we had the full moon last week, and right now the moon it's becoming smaller and smaller, or let's say it darker and darker. And she's going to be forming her last quarter phase on Wednesday, 9th of the 9th. So when the moon is getting darker and darker, for me it's this period from full moon to new moon where we are invited to let go, to let things shed away. So if I look at the zodiacal positions of the moon from this energy of letting go, of shedding, then I can look at Taurus moon that I was talking about. We have its energy today, and I can ask myself, what is it from the pleasures that I am attached to that I can let go of? Or the moon in Gemini, what are those things that need to be expressed, need to be communicated, that I need to let them out? What are those ideas or those pieces of information that I can still cling on, that I can completely let go? And that's how we move along in the zodiac. After Gemini comes Cancer. We are going to be in the energy of the Cancer towards the weekend. So I can look at this energy, then Cancer brings up a lot of emotions. What are those emotions that I don't need anymore and I can let them go? Or how can I process them faster? How can I move to them faster? How can I be able to detach myself from them faster? And then after Cancer comes Leo, and Leo brings that exuberance and rebel energy, and being on the stage energy, and also being very generous. And here I can ask myself, what are those things that I cling on when it comes to uh, my idea of being rebel, or my idea of showing off? What is it that I can let go of? And like this until the new moon that is going to happen next week, and I'm going to talk about it more next week, which is a new moon in Virgo. So we are already entered the Virgo season with the sun since end of August, but the new moon is only going to form next week, so almost at the end of the Virgo season based on the sun. And Virgo likes to be clean, Virgo likes to organize, Virgo likes to let go of stuff so it can it can perfect, so it can perform better. This is pretty much Virgo energy, and of course it desires to be of service. So new moon forming next week at the end of Virgo season for me is this invitation. What is it that we can organize and let go of and perfect in order to be of service? So when the new moon comes, we are we found ourselves with our space, inner and outer, cleansed of anything that we don't need to. Coming back to this week, I was saying that the third quarter moon is going to form itself in Gemini. So the third quarter moon also brings the energy of the harvest. What is it that we are harvesting? And we are in September. September, it's a month of harvest. When I go and take a walk around my house with my dog, there are lots of fruits that are ready to be picked up right now. The wines are also in the process of harvest. It's autumn, it's Virgo season, harvest season, and it's the third quarter moon, or the last square moon, which is also the harvest moon. And this, metaphorically, it's always an invitation to look at what is it that we are harvesting, and we can look at what is it that we are harvesting from the last new moon, so from this lunar cycle, or what is it that we are harvesting from all summer as we are preparing to go into autumn. What are our harvests of the last uh, 3 months, 4 months? What are the harvests of this year? It is a good time to reflect on that and to communicate it, because it's Gemini. It is the sign that brings a lot of perspective. We can be harvesting lots of perspective, or we can be harvesting conclusions that we are ready to express, we are ready to let go, we are ready to communicate, to put it there on the table, with this wisdom of Gemini that can hold different perspectives in the same time, right? The sign of Gemini is made of two faces that are looking opposite directions. So is this invitation of agreeing to disagree? Is this invitation of bringing the polarities back together and taking them as they are? So this is the moon energy for this week. As I was saying, after this third quarter moon, after Gemini moon moves into Cancer, more emotions can come to surface, more tenderness, more sensibility. The mind of Gemini can be very fast and very spot on, but then Cancer comes and integrates those perspectives through the lenses of our emotions. And Cancer, it's in opposite Capricorn, and Capricorn is hosting some hardcore planets right now. Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are there. So usually when the moon goes into Cancer, there are things that keep on coming up, keep on being brought to the surface of our emotional bodies. And it's good if we manage to release them, to detach ourselves from them. And by the time we meet next Monday, the moon is going to be in Leo, and we are going to talk about it on Monday and see how is the energy of the black moon in Leo going for you, opening the third week of September. Okay, this was about the moon's magic for this week. Second, what I want to bring is something that I've been talking a little bit about last Monday too, which is this book that I'm reading. It's called Mary Magdalene Revealed. It is written by Megan Watterson, which is the same author of this oracle deck that I'm using, and I like it very much. She has been studying the Gospels of the apostles that are not included in the New Testament. So this is also information for me that it's becoming a little bit more clear now when reading from somebody that has studied the subject. And what she's telling us is that around the year 500, when the priests of that time gathered to make the New Testament, they included some of the Gospels of the Apostles, and some of the Gospels were not included. Philip, Matthew, I think, no, Philip, Paul, Mary Magdalene are Gospels that are not included in the New Testament. And her book, Mary Magdalene Revealed, it is based on her interpretation of Mary Magdalene's Gospels. At the end of the book, she's talking about a guided meditation that she uses, which is very simple, and I think it has the potential to be profound, and really connecting us with our soul. She calls it the soul voice meditation, and it has 3 steps. And I was thinking, let's try to do it together today. It's something that we can do with our eyes closed, with our eyes open. It's something that we can do at any moment of the day, especially when we get into the practice of it. We don't even need to say, take time and sit for this special meditation. I think it becomes part of us the more that we practice. So these 3 steps that she's talking about are 3 intentional breaths. First, taking a breath with the intention of dropping into the heart. Second is taking a breath with the intention of connecting with the soul, or if we don't want to call it soul, we can call it love or truth or God or goddess, whatever is more comfortable in your vocabulary. But the main point here is that there is this space here in our chest that we call the heart space. And we know that it's here from this space that we have the potential to make bridges in between worlds. And when I say bridges in between worlds, I say it's here that we can truly connect with other people, my world and somebody else's world. It's from here that we can get this understanding of and connect the mind world with the heart world, with the body world. It is from here that we can also get access to the world above and the world below, whatever that means for you, or the interdimensional worlds that can exist if we believe that it exists. So, and these 3 intentional breaths are not supposed to be necessarily done consecutively, like I take 1 breath, I put 1 intention, second breath, another intention, third breath, another intention. Is that I can breathe with the first intention and be there for a while. And then when I feel that I've got into that place of the heart space and I'm good there, I'm hanging out there, then I can breathe again and put a second intention, and then we just listen for what the soul, truth, love has to say, and we believe it. And then the third breath with the third intention is to surface from behind of our eyes so that we can see everything around us with that voice, with those answers that we received from the soul or from the truth inside of our own hearts. So let's do this together. I'm going to guide it, but I think this is a practice that you can take for yourself and allow yourself as much time you need to allow yourself in order to be able to get in closer communion with what's here inside. So if you need to put yourself comfortable, or if you want to close your eyes or just pick a point where you can keep on gazing, I invite you to do so. I really like to close my eyes when it comes to being able to tap into my inner world. And we are going to focus on our breath, inhaling and exhaling normally, bringing all of our awareness, of our attention here and now. Consciously relaxing any part of the body that might feel any tension. Taking any necessary move or adjustment before we invite a little bit of stillness in our body, in our minds. And with the intention of dropping into our own heart space, we take the first breath. And we allow ourselves to imagine whatever it's needed for us to imagine of how this heart space looks and feels for us. And we take the second breath with the intention of meeting our soul, our truth, our own divinity in our hearts, where we can ask, say, listen to this inner voice. And we bring the third and final intentional breath, breathing with the intention to surface, to come back up from this heart space, from behind our eyes, so that we might see with all the answers that we have received in our hearts, so that we might see the world and ourselves from our own heart space. And I always like to bring my hands in prayer position, in Namaste position, so I finish a meditation space, a contemplation space, thanking for this space and having this awareness that love is seeing from behind my eyes, through my eyes, into the world. And allowing this little meditation space to guide also this oracle reading, this card pulling, knowing that this is just a tool. This is not the truth. The truth is in our hearts. This is just a tool that we can use to receive that message that maybe we are waiting for, looking forward to hear it. A message for this harvest period that we are going through right now. What is it that we are harvesting in our lives? And what is the message that we need to hear for this harvest? And the message is coming from the cosmic egg. It is the card that brings the message of the divine feminine, and it says, I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. I think it's a beautiful message for this soul voice meditation that comes from the book. To always remember that we do have the universe inside of us, and that for me means that we have the answers inside of us, that we have the truth inside of us, that we have what we are looking for and been looking for inside of us. And we are this force of an ever-expanding love. Anybody here wants a personal drawing of a card? This is the moment to ask it. If any of you in the chat, you can write it, and I can pull a card for you. I don't see your likes. I can only see if you write me in the chat if you want the card. If not, I hope this serves. I hope also that the soul meditation serves too, taking these 3 intentional breaths of dropping into the heart, inviting the soul or the voice or the universe, whatever you relate to, inviting it in, asking, listening, believing what it says, and the third breath to surface back with these answers, with this inner wisdom, so that we can bring it and see it in the world. Okay, we have somebody that wants. Maria, this is for you. Let's see, what is it that you need to hear for this week? And for you, my dear, is this. You are with the Nordic, one of the Nordic goddesses, Freya, it's her name. She is called the goddess of discernment, and she says, I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy yes. That's her. Interesting that the goddess of discernment, this is also one of the archetypes of Virgo. And we are in Virgo season. Virgo is very good at discerning what stays, what goes, how to put things in boxes, how to make a space internally and externally more efficient. And for that, we need Virgo's discernment, or in this case, Freya. Okay. It's very funny for me to see that it's almost half an hour that passed since I started this live, and it feels that it's just not even 10 minutes. But that's the kind of space that we open when we enter in meditation. A space with no time and a time with no space. My dear wonderful souls, hope this serves. I wish you an amazing week ahead. I'm glad that you know about her, Maria. May you receive all that you need to receive from this harvest period. May you receive all the blessings. It is my pleasure to be here, and see you next Monday. Ciao.